All right, guys, we're back. Thanks for watching that commercial break. We're getting into the grand finals of the group, the last best of 3 today, and it's going to be a ZvZ with Rogue and Impact. But there's a very important question asked during the break, and it's Zombie Grub. If you're in France, what's going on with the fluff balls?
Yeah. Yes, I am in Paris, gaming, and the fluff balls are being taken care of by my parents. It's the most obvious answer, isn't it?
Do they send you pictures? Do you demand regular day-to-day updates?
If you know my mother's Twitter, which I know you do, then you can actually see her tweeting at me all the pictures.
I know Zombie Grub's mom's Twitter because once every week, it's not so much anymore because you and I don't do nearly as much as we used to, but like once every week, I'd wake up to like 19 notifications thinking, oh, something happened while I was asleep. No, it's just Zombie Grub's mom getting caught up in the last week of things she's missed out on that have Zombie Grub in it and favoriting them all. Yep. You really do have a supportive mom. But all right, guys, let's get into Catalyst. It's game 1 of the grand finals, Rogue versus Impact. See you in game. We've got a Glick at Mayfly in chat. What's up, Killaris? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good morning. Just finished casting some stuff with this guy over on the Twitch Rivals channel not too long ago. And if you guys don't know, I'm going to give him a little bit of a bump because he's been tryharding by streaming on his own channel recently to go for StarCraft and got to play some Vermintide and other cool things. So big love to Killaris. Brother from another mother. But we're getting into game number 1. This is the group finals, and we're going to see who joins Hero in the next stage of groups. Spawning here on the lower right side, it's the orange Zerg Impact.
And in the top left, as the blue Zerg finishing up that pool, it is Rogue.
This pool comes without gas, so this might not be super duper scary. ZvZ's all over the place, but we've seen this lead to macro games. I want to say almost like more often than not.
Yeah. Without the gas, it's really, I hope I kill your hatchery and get a lead. It's not really expecting to win the game at this level.
Get a lead or get a lead? English. No, Rifkin. No. By the way, thank you, Bob Convolute, for that 50-month. What? He's got the 4-year sub badge, baby. 50 months. Oh. Thank you for that resub. Of course, he links the best website on the known internet, ace8.bobbleconvolute.com, where he takes, anytime I tweet a picture of my cat, it randomizes those pictures. It's a different one every time you refresh.
Of course, Impact knew this was on the way. He saw with an Overlord. There was a choice to be made. He could have technically canceled the hatchery, but really, if you know that it's not a gas build, you don't want to have to get the hatch killed or canceled or whatever it is. Oh. You want to be able to pull the drones and then save it. So the fact that Impact thought it was gas is already really bad.
Yeah, he had started a Bailey Nest. That just got canceled. This goes pretty badly for Impact. Now, he does have more workers, but Rogue is going to have the base up on him. And when it comes to playing Zerg, the extra larva is really valuable.
Yeah, this actually was about as badly as it could go. The only worst way to play against this is you pull the drones and lose all the drones, and then you lose the game. That's the only way it's worse. But to have so many buildings canceled, to not cancel the hatchery, not try and save it at all, it's pretty bad.
I really like how ambitious he was to retake this hatchery right away. That drone came expecting the lings to have been gone. Little bit surprised to find them still here, but starts his hatchery up once again, hoping the timing won't be too far off. Now for Rogue, this is really interesting because, yes, technically the game on the scoreboard looks a little more even than not, but he doesn't have his gases the same way Impact does, and with speed on his links, Impact can actually dictate quite a few fights Rogue won't be able to keep up with, literally.
Yeah. I really like Impact trying to go for the third base. There is a chance that Rogue is doing something really funky and following up with like a Roach all in or his own speed bailing all in that's going to complete in like 10 seconds, but it's not the case. And I would say more often than not, after getting the hatchery, the offensive player does just play a macro game. So he'll have a much faster third. He'll have the speedlings to try and run around and cancel Rogue's third or even getting to the natural. But he will be later to the Roach tech, and he will just have an inferior economy for a little while.
That's where the third might bring him back up later, though. It is kind of like a time investment, right? You're not so hot right now, but you might be in the future.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I just read my water bottle, and I wish that we weren't in game, because I just realized it has the dumbest explanation of this water bottle on it.
What,
Maybe
like a how to drink water bottle guide?
It's how to close it.
It's got like, do not screw with ass cheeks clenched together.
Oh, I'll show it in the break. I mean, it is a different way of opening the water bottle, but it's just so unnecessary.
I'm just trying to think how you would open a water bottle differently, though. It's pretty linear.
Well, like I said, I'll show it if I remember between the games.
All right.
All right, so full wall off. And even going for like the faster layer, this is totally fine. Like the economy he has on 2 bases is actually totally good, totally fine. It's even a regular ZvZ. You know, this is totally a build that Zergs are doing. But he is making an awful lot of lings, and he's bothering to get speed. I wonder if he's either just trying to get some of his own lings to be running around with impacts, or he's actually trying to surprise him and go for a big attack.
Impact. Trying to get these timings to catch that drone. This thing might deny it for a little bit, but it's not going to be able to stop the hatchery.
Like, Rogue is making so many lings, though. Like, this was more than just 20 that would be able to help out versus Impact. This is only like 40 or 50.
You know what's a little bit odd, though? Impact has armor upgrades coming up. If those finish in time, his lings will actually be better.
I think I really liked what Rogue was trying to do. I don't think it worked out, though. Like, what is Impact supposed to be doing in the situation? Thinking he has the map control and building nothing but drones.
He didn't cancel, by the way.
Yeah, a bit awkward. But Rogue was trying to hit that timing, like hoping to find Impact really droning hard. Instead, he just made an even number of lings and fell behind in what could have been a very superior drone lead with the third base on the way.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the idea behind what Rogue did, but the execution, at least so far, not there, but maybe brings this back with the Roaches. I don't know. It doesn't seem likely.
Yeah. I think he's still in an okay position because of the early game and the Roach Shorin, but it just gets a little bit more questionable with this.
They get surrounded, though, and lings kill Roaches when they get that surround on him. He's got to get back into that funnel and that wall and keep the lings from having that surround. Picks off the drone, so denies the third base even further.
Wow. Impact is, he's playing a really great game, but Rogue is also throwing him a bit of a softball, I think. You know, those lings just simply did not work out, and he could have been at like 55 drones with a hatchery halfway done, because he would have been paying attention to getting the hatchery down. Instead, he tried his attack. So this is a little bit wonkier, you know? Like, the Roaches are now out for Impact. He's going to be behind on the +1 missile upgrade, but he has that Carapace, so it's not the worst.
It's a weird situation to read. This is definitely not how things were planned to go for either player, right? From the beginning, Impact losing the hatchery for basically nothing, to Rogue not getting his third for such an extended period of time. This is a game of, like, well, I hate to say it because it sounds negative, but like, it's kind of a game of mistakes.
There's a couple of... You're right. Like, it's really hard to call it a throw or a mistake or anything.
It's not really a throw.
It's definitely a game where things are not going as predicted for either player. It's like the lamest specific way possible to explain it. But now we have what was, again, Rogue hoping for this timing. He's like, I should have faster Roaches, I should have better upgrades. But Impact's actually the one with a better army supply.
As Defender's advantage on top of this. I mean, 1-1 should normally trounce these Roaches if they were meeting in the middle of the map, but they're not. So there's Queens, a couple of extra auto attacks, and a Transfuse. There's the faster reinforcement of the Roaches. It's very difficult to capitalize on a position like this, and Rogue, unfortunately, will not be able to. That being said, for Impact, he's going to have some of the same struggles, but Rogue's doing something kind of interesting with the Tunneling Claws and the Burrow, so maybe Impact won't be so free to move across the map because he's going to be dealing with this infestation of like 3 Roaches per mineral line.
Yeah. You can still see where Rogue has gotten ahead in this game. He has much faster +2 and the Carapace upgrade, and he has Tunneling Claws with Burrow being researched. You know, so I guess Impact is just going for pure Roaches, and that might work out, but if Rogue is given time, then these upgrades, this investment, will work out still in his favor. This is a very close game. Awkward circling.
Awkward changeling.
Yeah, of course. It wasn't just his own zergling, but he sees how big that roach army is. It might be a little intimidating, you know, by going for all these upgrades here and even setting on a 4th base, Rogue has really fallen behind in army supply.
You know, on top of this, timings are really off too. It's hard to guess. I think these guys know there's some concrete times like, oh, 11 minutes to the game, 2-2 or things like that. But because things got delayed and some things were kind of, I guess, staggered, it's a bit awkward to guess. But Rogue does have 2-1, so he'll have an upgrade lead coming into this fight, but he's down like half the roaches.
This could get really scary. The Ravagers might get some Corsair Biles. No, all of them miss. Impact just rushes in.
He just moves right through. Does that last second dodge too? There's so much finesse I want to talk about this for Impact, but he's winning this fight pretty well. For the defender's advantage, it's not showing up for Rogue whatsoever. There's a small counterattack on the other side of the map, but it's nothing compared to Roaches dominating these bases.
Yeah, this if this happens 30 seconds sooner, maybe Impact pulls back, and that's how Rogue uses his advantages, but instead he gets hit by a massive wall of roaches, and Impact, I think, has really brought back this game. Rogue kind of threw a lead away.
Yeah, there's the GG. Impact 1-0 versus Rogue. You know, earlier on somebody had said, I feel like Impact's doing really good, but he always gets slammed against the gods of StarCraft. But that's kind of the thing, right? Impact is so good that he keeps finding himself in the semifinals and finals of these tournaments where he is fighting the gods of StarCraft. And he just proved that a god can bleed, takes that first game off a Rogue. But man, one of the things to talk about, like I almost want to like rewind the game to re-explore what just happened there. Well, we see a lot of these Roach Ravager fights. It's boring and it's awkward. It's a little bit slow paced. And these Corsair Biles force Roaches to lose a lot of DPS while moving and avoiding them. But whether it's coincidence, a timing, or Impact just being so sick, he was moving between his auto attacks. So he didn't actually lose that much damage while still dodging the Corsair Biles. It doesn't happen that often. That was actually so perfectly executed.
There's a lot of cool things in that game. A more interesting ZvZ than some others because it started off with a bit of a bang. It started off in Rogue's favor. Impact had a rather hurtful opener, going for all those buildings and having to cancel them and losing the base. And instead he was able to bring it back. It's a good thing he didn't overdrone.
Well, okay, we're not going to commercial break here, folks. I said I would only do this twice in the broadcast. I'm going to hit you up now with a second time. Before we get into game number 2, because it might be the last game, and I don't want to miss out on the opportunity for this, we need your help. This is us asking for your help to click some links because it adds money to the prize pool. So if you type !match arena or !BTSL into chat, we got 5,204 people tuning in right now. If even 1% of you do this, this will help a ton, right? If you go to Match Arena, you sign in with your Twitch, your Twitter, whatever you feel comfortable. Google Plus, who the hell is Google Plus? You sign into this website. This is where we're crowdfunding the tournament for, money for this, right? We're at $16,733. Let's see what we can get that up to, because while there's no codes left and maybe you want to buy some products, there are totally free ways you can add real money to the prize pool, and that's by scrolling down here and clicking the sponsor links. If you follow BaseTradeTV's Twitter through this link specifically after logging in, you'll add $1 to the prize pool. You can add 40 cents by checking out Match Arena, 20 cents here and there. Like, this amounts to quite a bit of money if enough people do it. So I know everybody tuning in is not going to care. You're not that passionate about StarCraft, but guys, this tournament is really homegrown. This is not something where we've been given like the blessing to waste money from a big corporate sponsor who has hundreds of thousands to lose. This is our money. This is your money. This is us making this tournament and this season possible. So please consider clicking those links. It helps out a ton. But
Okay.
we're getting into Acid Plant. Let's get into it.
Oh, we have to do one more thing, okay?
Oh, this water bottle,
on
right?
Links is pretty good. And this confirms it. Clicking is good, Rifkin. Just if you never knew, it's click and you clack it. Okay? You click
What?
the link and then you clack.
Click and clack a water bottle?
Because it goes like this, you know? Oh shit, I can't do it now. I need the instructions.
You need the instructions. You can't click or clack. What a stupid water bottle design. Europe! God damn it, Europe!
Alright, I think they're ready to go.
Oh, okay, let's get into Acid Plant. See you guys in game. Click and clack. I love that Kalaris felt the need to chime in. In our defense, this is rare, WTF. Okay, so maybe not Europe. France! God damn it, France!
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I've got the score wrong. I had just by brain default autopilot given that first point to Rogue. However, in the bottom right side of the map, he's up 1-0. We have the orange Zerg Impact.
The top left, as the blue Zerg, it is Rogue.
Lee Oman, one of our longtime moderators on BaseTradeTV, says, BaseTradeTV, yo, Rifkin, how can your own mods not pin things in Discord? Well, that's probably because I'm still trying to figure out Discord, and I might not have set all the permissions correctly. I'll have to go sort that later. I mean, we've had Discord for a long time, but the reality is we've only just recently realized we need to start using it with Twitch removing the messaging system, so for not just our moderators' sake, everybody, like, we're working on it. It's going to get better as time goes on and we get more, I guess, accustomed to using it.
Yeah. It's a little weird, no? That Twitch is getting rid of the one thing that a lot of people use.
Well, that's the thing. Like, their argument is a lot of people don't use it. And I think that's probably true. Like, a user-to-user basis, you're not messaging people as much as you are talking to them in Twitch chat. But, yeah, a lot of, like, I've seen everybody comment on this. This is how we kept in touch with our subs, with mass messages, and they're taking that away. And that bums me out. But at the same time, I know while we've had X many subscribers, only like 12% of people actually read those messages. So it's one of those things where I can kind of understand where Twitch is coming from, even though I don't agree with it.
I guess so. Well, whatever. I mean, I didn't really use it myself for the streams. Like, maybe I was going to send out replays if people wanted them, but, like, who really wants my replays? And then I barely click on these, you know. If I want a base trade replay pack, I just cast the games.
Yeah, easy peasy. Get into casting, am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
Spend hundreds of hours getting not paid what you're worth. Totally better than spending $5 subscribing to the channel to get those replay packs. Speaking of which, Rifkin, who never shuts up about subs or money, is gonna one more time beg. Straight up beg. We're at 898 subscribers. Like I said, if we hit 900 even by the end of stream today, I would be a happy flipping camper. So if there's 2 people out there, you got your Prime subs off cooldown, you're mildly interested in StarCraft, or maybe you really want replay packs, please consider subscribing.
Perfect segue. Totally intentional.
Well, the Banling Nest is something we haven't seen much of in ZvZ,
Oh, hey.
surprisingly.
Gone fishing.
Gone
Caught
fishing?
2, 3.
Teach a man to, or give a man a fish he can eat for a day. Teach a man to beg for subs he can eat for a lifetime.
Hey.
That does put us at 903 total, with a lot of people coming in generously at the last second to finish our day off. So real quick before the attack commences, Don Ho 2, Wiggy B, Yellow SC2, and Seal Wab. Thank you guys for your Prime subs. I really appreciate that support. But a couple links here and there for Impact don't mean much when is a large attack from Rogue on the right. But I think Impact, if he was in position, could have deflected this. Now he's in some trouble. There's even Banelings cooking up with this too.
This is a little bit worrisome. This is like kind of the most typical ZvZ we've seen. Well, I guess we've only seen 2. But then they just kept on making lings. They both wanted their third bases to be destroyed. Who gets the better Baneling hits? Well, this attack's already done with. Rogue manages to save his third for now.
Baneling's exploding on the Queen. Not good. That needs to go off on Lings, or at least drones to soften him up. He's not doing it, though. I like that he's waiting for the Lings. I think it's a way better choice to hit the Lings than the drones.
Yeah, either way, he's going to get some drones. 2 more Banelings come in as well. They should be able to take out the rest of the Lings of Impact, and there's so many more Lings on the way for Rogue.
Oh, no!
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Wait. Okay, well, it wasn't the money shot, but it's still good enough to win the game, and Rogue ties things up now 1-1. Also, got a donation even in that mix too. And a ton of gifted subs. Thank you, Isenor, by the way, for the $3. Just keep it up. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you very much. Then we had Saristas hit us up with 15 months, and I should have known, with a shotgun of 4 subs in a row, who could it be other than Port 80 SC? Thank you very much for gifting us up to TNG Princes, to Max Louder, to Just a Young Kappa, and Flogston of RS. Dude, Port 80, it's been about a minute since we've seen you, dude, but that's a hell of an entrance to the stream, and thank you kindly. We are going to be getting into game number 3, but we are going to also play a quick 2-minute commercial break, guys, so we'll be back ASAP with the grand finals, the last match to determine who's out of the tournament and who moves on to the next group stage with Euro. Thank you for watching. See you soon.